Hello there everyone and welcome back. We had a good match with the last episode, although I came out as a loser in the end. And a lot of it is of course a question of how effective were those fighters at taking down my fleet, doing damage to them. Especially if they're focusing on the manticores when they're doing damage only to the rear, is that as terrifying as it should be? It's really hard to say in all honesty, especially when I came to the realization that my manticores only have two rear facing weapons. They're not exactly very good at shooting down said fighters. Not to mention, of course, their main frontal weapon, which of course is meant for shooting at capital ships, is only a single rapid firing cannon, so I seriously doubt that's going to be effective either. So I may be a little bit screwed on dealing with the fighters. It's just a matter of being able to manage it, I guess, from here on out. Being able to do what damage I can to him, and as far as that sweeper, I do generally wonder if trying to do some kind of weird flanking suicide run on that thing would have been useful or not. I probably would have been forfeiting one of my Vipers maybe to kill it. Hard to really say, but it would have made my missile attacks more effective. But it is a learning experience at the end of the day, and I actually managed to finally play a little bit of the campaign there, although trying to rely on the campaign to improve my play in this game in general is probably a bad idea because my main officer of course improves the CIC, which of course improves my posture even further than what it already is, so I'm going to get some false assumptions if I keep playing the campaign with how powerful my fleet can be, whether it's aggressive posture, being able to dish out extra damage, and of course additional range, mind you, or defensive posture to make them extra tanky. So a couple of missions are nice, but hopefully I can actually improve my game and not have to rely on the campaign for that. That is the hope. Alright, it is go time now, although again I am left wondering the rank of my opponent, but if nothing else, I can only hope maybe I put up a competent match, at least a better match, as how they have been with my higher ranked opponents the past few episodes. Because really, the only ones that were actually at least close, if not victories for me, were of course ones that were even matched. So we'll put all this experience and all the stuff I learned to the test there. We'll try and be a little more aggressive with the manticores, and at least keep them grouped up, I guess, if fighters is a concern. I'm still worried about the damn fighters, but I don't really know a good way to clear them out if I'm always going to be outnumbered by said fighters.
Jumping in 3, 2, 1.
Nonetheless, let's give it a try. We'll give it a try, and if I can at least improve my game and at least get a little more better result, then that's fine. Although, what do you call a better result if I'm going to be more aggressive and then it turns out
Commander.
my manticores die immediately because they're easily focus fired down? That's the real question. So 3 ships. I am suspecting maybe 2 battle stars. And I'm assuming this is colonial ship when I see that. And I wonder if there's much point to even boosting, in all honesty. Although it does help me move more, it's not like I can get to a vantage point aside from maybe that asteroid. The only thing I could think of is maybe that asteroid there.
Understood.
That would justify maybe speeding up there and I can use as potential cover in the long term. Although it's going to be really tricky to utilize, so I don't think I should count on that. But
Yes,
it's an idea nonetheless, and I'm going that way regardless, so I can at least utilize it. And nothing looks like it's ramming, so if at all possible, I want to try and make sure the manticores go first. So 5 fighters, so this could be 2 Adamants and a Jupiter Battlestar. He is going heavy on the fighters either way. Now the question is how to best punish that. Assuming I'm even right. The Jupiter, again, is
Yes,
like
sir.
2,200 points about, and then we got possibly 2 Adamants that are about 1,500 points there before any upgrades. So
say we
there's a lot of things to consider. I just know he has 4 fighters and I have 2. So is there a way I can bait him to a false sense of security by not launching my fighters? Because I would like him to try and commit to an attack and then have my fighters come on out when the rest of my fleet can actually support it. That's the dream anyway. It remains to be seen, but once we detect these things, we'll be able to do damage to them. And also, I need to remember, I gotta remember my damn hotkeys, because now I learned the hotkey to actually see my fire arcs, which actually will be useful for determining range. And with that said, I really should launch these adamants, and most importantly, do not let these things fly off and commit kamikaze. That'd be kinda nice. Hell,
Yes,
I wonder,
Commander.
is it even worth trying to focus fire these
So say we are.
manticores? Well, there's nothing else to shoot at, and there's nothing to really worry about as far as what can damage me. So if I can get some hits in, that'll be good. I just hate having to hit the silhouette there and it has to make me move first, so... There, that'll make it a little bit faster if I can actually target the actual ships. Only thing to keep in mind is they're not going to have
say
fire
we all.
support for a bit.
So say we all.
So this sounds really
Understood.
stupid. But the aggressive posture does increase my range, so any damage I could do in a situation where I'm outnumbered, at least in the fighter count, is going to be useful and benefit me. Even though the Minotaur only has artillery. It's not like I'm at risk of anything else just yet, I just gotta keep raising and lowering my altitude for any possible torpedoes.
So say
And I
we all.
need to be mindful of potential nukes. He may still have the points for a nuke, so I may have to get a Manticore to take the hit if he is going to focus on my Minotaur. But shots are going off. I don't think any are going to hit. It would be nice if I hit, because as it stands, my Minotaur did not even do any damage. So that was kind of pointless there. So most important thing is to watch my elevation in comparison to his. It is possible a nuke could be at play here. And he does have Viper Mark II? So, well, there we go. Yeah, they are Vipers. It is a Colonial Squad. So again, I am outgunned, but I'm hoping
Yes, sir.
the rest of the fleet can help out in this regard. And I don't need these things on as aggressive posture anymore. Hell, I don't even think I turned on their aggressive posture, so they're not going to take additional damage. Again, need to be mindful of nukes. If I can somehow get a Manticore to eat that and make him waste 400 points on a nuke, because that's how much these nukes actually cost,
say
that would
we
be
all.
good. Because he did not fire anything yet. Actually, I'm going to lower myself down to be safe.
So say we all.
I got 2 minutes. I'm allowed to take my time as far as the orders. Again, it comes down to how to be efficient with dealing with these fighters. That I couldn't tell you. Okay, I am elevating and moving. Those are torpedoes. So I'm hoping I did enough to dodge those.
Missiles incoming.
They're looking like a possible dodge. What were they aiming at, though? It looks like it might still hit the Manticore, though. Or the Adamant, rather. So first torpedo salvo's gone. That I'm fine with. That I'm perfectly fine with. Let's try and detect and maybe do some
Yes,
damage to this
Commander.
one ship on the right.
Yes, sir.
Because I know at least 2 of them are torpedoes, and it's possible it could hit the Adamant, so keep raising your altitude a little bit, just to be safe. Aggressive posture sounds really silly
Understood.
considering there's only fighters to aim at, but so long as they can shoot and I'm not in danger of being punished for it, I should keep the aggressive posture up. I just need to be careful of these Manticores being too far away I can't support. That's the only thing I'm worried
So
about.
say we all.
Otherwise, we're looking good. Manticore's not hitting each other. And hopefully we can detect these ships shortly. Because I am going to lose my Vipers. Hell, I'm losing them heavily.
Squadron has gone dark.
Okay, those are standard Seeker missiles. Which I'm fine with. And I just lost both my Vipers. Which, in all honesty, we were expecting. But did I do enough damage to justify it? It's looking possible. I see one that has 15 health. It's really annoying. One at 2. That one's mine, I'm pretty certain, at 3 health. And now,
On it, Commander.
this is looking like a good opportunity for torpedoes. It's hard to say because I don't know how mobile that ship is. And I also want to put defensive posture to try and soak some of those hits too. Because the ship the missiles are targeting is of course the one with the torpedoes I'm planning on firing, so I kind of just wait maybe a turn. And let's see, I'll take the side. I'll let my side armor take the hit, go defensive posture, and then unload the torpedoes next turn. I think that might be better. Well, who am I kidding? I'm not getting punished there, I just have fire less torpedoes, and since this might be a more riskier play, that's worth trying. I just wish I'm hoping these Manticores are doing decent support.
Yes,
because with the elements in that, they seem like they're doing some sort of damage, I just don't know how much. So we already know for a fact that's gonna hit. We fired like 6 torpedoes. Doesn't look like they're gonna hit though. Because that was probably the Manticore. Oh, I take that back. Wow. And I was saying it was a Manticore for crying out loud. It launched like fighters for... It launched 2 fighters even, so I know for a fact that it is not a Manticore. But we took those hits relatively well. 4 missiles, half of my left armor's gone, so... And I'm relatively close to revealing it. And actually, let me focus fire whatever this is. But considering the size, maybe I'm looking at an Atlas.
Yes, Commander.
I seriously doubt it, because he again has 4 fighter waves.
Understood.
But let's get ready to maybe do some damage. He is going to shoot at me momentarily, so I want to get my evasive maneuvers ready in case that thing's a really dangerous weapons platform. Also, I need to keep in mind how many turns have gone by since the torpedoes fired.
Yes, Commander.
Next turn should be his torpedoes, so I think I kind of want to make evasive maneuvers. Oh, am I at risk of hitting an asteroid? That's probably what that red indicator was. And his Vipers are also going after my Manticores, so I should reveal and then pull back, honestly. Or at least get myself ready for an attack run, because again, I'm not exactly sure what I'm facing.
Yes, sir.
And it looks like he might focus fire really hard. I just want to reveal the ship ideally, so I can start planning. Oh, and it is, yep, without a doubt it's a Battlestar, because he did use his flak, but the torpedoes already hit. Wow, I was right. It is a Jupiter. 2 adamants in a Jupiter. So that's a scary ship, but we did do damage. It looks like my adversary is not the most experienced, but because of the flak, I can't just haphazardly fire my missiles either.
So say we all.
I need to make sure, as I just realized now the fighters are out of range, so get this movement going, get the boost going,
Yes,
get these
Commander.
things caught back up with the rest of the fleet, or at least be ready to help support them. I just don't think there's a hotkey to actually turn on the boosters, so I have to manually do that. But nonetheless, we identified the ship. Unless I'm at the front or the rear, there's not much point firing missiles unless they're the torpedoes.
Yes, sir.
And it has a lot of guns on top, so... Now, how do I harass this thing aside for what I said? Try and get in front of this damn thing.
Understood.
Only thing I can think of, so keep on boosting. This thing is probably really damn slow.
On it, Commander.
And if those are adamants there, I can at least deal with them some. But his Vipers are going to harass, hound my Manticores, so... Gotta be mindful of that, but he only has like... Oh, I forgot about diving. Or did I? I am turning, so... But I did turn on boosters, so this is going to hurt. I did not account for that, and that was pretty important to ignore. Let's try and raise elevation. Take evasive maneuvers. Try and adjust my yaw and pitch as much as possible.
Yes, sir.
Because if I can dodge this, that'll be good. Look, hard to say. I'm curious though, if I go defensive posture, does that hurt my yaw control any? Yeah, it drops it by 20%. So I argue it might be worth just trying to dodge it normally, and what the hell happened there? Thank you.
Understood.
It's probably not worth it, but since he's attacking my front there... Actually, I gotta keep in mind angle too. Would it be better just to go down? Because he could hit the rear. I think I'm gonna try going down instead. Although this camera angle's awful for trying to do that. This might help be a little more realistic from what I learned in my last game, but let me change this angle because it's really awkward.
Yes, sir.
Because even since he was above me and I kind of flew into his torpedoes, that was painful. So, Manticores, you're taking hits from damn fighters, so that's no surprise. It's like I expected. Those things are gonna slowly die if I don't do damage really soon. Oh, let's see. I was worried there was an asteroid there.
On it, Commander.
So, let's get ready for an attack run. We'll have torpedoes and 2 guided missiles, and maybe we can start handling this thing. I need to be quick.
So say
If
we
nothing
all.
else, I should consider that being put on a clock. And hope this works.
Manticore is taking damage.
Okay. Okay, I only took 5 torpedoes. I am willing to accept that. As far as I'm concerned, despite the fact that I neglected them, the torpedoes were still sing. I think we still performed that admirably.
So say we all.
That's still worth celebrating, but we're not out of the woods yet. Just keep on boosting, keep on moving, and try and hit this thing. Because with his flak, it's not a good idea, because apparently he still has the flak on. What I should be doing is lowering my elevation, actually. Get underneath the Battlestar. Because if anything, his Battlestar is worth more than these 3 Manticores. So if I can just delay, stall, while
Yes, sir.
the rest of my fleet take out the Adamants, that'd be good. The problem, of course, is that's going to take forever to do. But it's a plan nonetheless. I just gotta remember the timer. Actually, I could fire. My Adamants can fire their missiles at the back and probably hit the rear some. It's probably not worthwhile, but it will put pressure on the turn, which is probably what I need. And then we'll worry about that later. Yep, like I said, the flak's still going. His flak destroys his own missiles, so that's always a plus for me. And gotta be mindful. If I can get below it, then all he has is maybe point
Yes,
defense.
sir.
But damn navigation is getting shot. So that's gonna make things all complicated. And sadly, I have no way to check what his weaponry is like. I only know he has a bunch of anti-fighter point defense there. Artillery on top, artillery, 2 artillery on the bottom, a couple on the front. So really it's the top I need to be mindful of. Or rather, Battlestar cannons, I think is what they're actually called. So, let's do our attack run. Try and hit this thing and scare it. Because it's not worth fighting torpedoes, and I don't honestly know if that flak can actually damage me or not. That's the only thing I'm not sure about if I were to get too close. I really need to put this in defensive posture. At the very least, it slows down those fighters because they're still going to be chipping me down. And even with 3 Manticores with the ability to shoot them, it doesn't seem like it's enough. So he is turning,
Manticore is taking damage.
and I am shooting. So we're getting a good amount of damage in. 28 armor left on that thing. Now, I could get ready to fire missiles on it momentarily. Next turn, if this thing survives, it can fire its torpedoes at the front. Let's just try and do damage to this thing. Actually, I should be going full speed.
So say we all.
A little bit easier to dodge. The only thing I don't know is the arc. How high can these damn cannons shoot? Because apparently I'm way too low as is. I know it can shoot somewhere above me. It just doesn't give me a good representation. So I'm left wondering. Because I have no idea if I'm able to shoot this thing or not. Apparently I was. Or apparently I can, because I was shooting it that turn. Last turn, rather, so... I can without doubt hit it still. I just shouldn't go any lower. I should be fine from the artillery, at least most of the Battlestar cannons. This thing is a sitting duck, and I would love it to get its torpedoes off next turn. If nothing else, we'll see what happens. It's a sitting duck otherwise, so need to be ready for that. Because it's on its own. Oh, I forgot about torpedoes again. Stupid me.
Manticore is taking damage.
I've been... that was painful.
Minotaur is taking damage.
So many factors. And just not considering the timer, especially now that I have vision, I should be able to check that. Although, it's only the front armor, so when I turn to engage, I should be okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but imagine how easy that would be to dodge, just remembering to make that a habit, raise and lower my ship as is. That's gonna cost me.
On it, Commander.
But he only has what? 20 torpedoes left, and now I can actually see a turn timer on him. Now, can I fire missiles at him is the big question. Kind of pointless unless I can hit a vulnerable spot. Because shooting the bottom is probably not all that helpful. But we'll try it regardless. I'm more concerned about these torpedoes firing. Get some damage from the front. And navigation is getting repaired, but I don't think it's going to live much longer. Is the point I'm trying to get at. So I don't think it's going to get a second salvo. So might as well unload what I can. So missiles are firing. That was a good hit there. Ah, damn it. It happened again. Ah, that's a shame. Trying to get more aggressive with that. Of course, I'm forgetting timers and rushing a little bit, I think is what's going on. I feel like I'm rushing it.
So say we all.
And of course, making last minute changes don't really help too much. Nonetheless, am I in range? Not quite in range. I am close, but once I get aggressive posture, I can do that. And that made his life a lot easier, unfortunately. Ah, well. It's my own mistake there. It's not like I've been outplayed. It's something I can fix. But let's focus on the one thing we can't do, the torpedo timer. How much time we have left until torpedoes come back up? Because we did get some hits on the Battlestars. If nothing else is good, he won't be allowed to turn it around very effectively, and I am below it. I kind of just want to boost to try and get underneath it so he can't hurt it more. We'll see. Huh. Let's see. We're gonna at least get some damage in here. And the other animals are shooting as well.
Understood.
Am I in range? Not quite, unfortunately, although with aggressive posture I'll change. And torpedoes are back up, are they? Next turn, so gotta remember that. So long as I can take out the Jupiter and still put up a fight, then that's fine. Because I can kind of outgun him, and his animates are kind of out of reach right now. Unfortunately, this thing is without a doubt dead. Unless somehow, well, there's still 2 Battlestar cannons to deal with.
Yes, sir.
So it's not going to get its extra torpedoes off, alas.
Manticore is taking damage.
And it did fire the missiles, which I don't recall firing the missiles. And he's going to have his flak available just at the last second. So yeah, flak are going to immediately shoot that down. I don't recall using the firing torpedoes. Huh. Or missiles, rather. That's weird. I am definitely going to double check that. Now, what's armor looking like? This adamant took some right damage. Its front's gone, we already knew that. And of course, torpedoes are coming up. So what's elevation look like? So he's going to shoot from above me, so we raise ourselves some. Try and raise up a bit, so we can dodge said torpedoes. And you're actually going to go lower, maybe? Because I don't want to risk you taking the Minotaur's place as far as torpedo hits. We'll see. I'm ready for it this time. And he's been doing on cue once he detected me, so... I think we're golden. And I am kind of not in range, am I? So enhancing the range is kind of a must, although it's really damn close to hitting. Or being out of range, rather. Am I prepared for it this time? Okay, I predicted it, but can I dodge it? Okay, so 10 more torpedoes to deal with. And the right armor is gone, so we can at least do some real damage to this thing. And I can, so long as I can hold off reasonably well, I can at least take him off, although I'm going to have to consider turning around really soon, though. As much as I want to shoot the Battlestar, those adamants are a really vulnerable target too. I hate splitting damage because it's not optimal. But if I can destroy something that, like fire control or something, that would be useful. That's my thought process. It only has 30 armor. And what's been damaged here? Just the hangars. That's not helpful. Fire at the hangars, not helpful. I really do genuinely question this, but with the Battlestar flying away from me, it's going to get out of range regardless, so focusing on the adamants might be better. I gotta make sure it's above me, though. And I gotta remember, next one, if he keeps coming towards me, I'm not going to be able to dodge the torpedo, so I need to do damage quickly. So, here comes the guided missiles. That thing's taking a beating. Its armor is at least gone, but of course we're hitting the bottom. Now I need to... Oh, he is turning the Battlestars, so... Unfortunately, Manticores couldn't do enough damage there. And it is going to hit my rear, and so far the rear hasn't taken any damage, so... And this adamant already took... Well, already took massive damage to the left and bottom, so he shouldn't be able to turn around just yet. And I gotta remember not to fire my missiles at the Battlestar again. However the hell that happened, because that of course is a stupid idea, unless I can guarantee they reach in a turn. So, I think the most important thing of the Battlestar is not get above it. So I need to lower myself more, actually. Again, bad angle. Need to fix that. And if I can keep hitting that, that'll be good. Also, let's prepare his adamant for some protection. Do a little bit of screening for the Minotaur. That's what I'm going to attempt to experiment with and see how effective it is. Because he is fixated on this Minotaur, so if the adamants can take some of the hits, that'd be great. It's not going to take those missiles, mind you, but it'll help.
Minotaur is taking damage.
Alright. So Minotaur is taking hits. Rear's almost gone. And we got an adamant. So, plan stays the same. No, I do not want to focus on fighters as much as you want to tempt me with that. And torpedoes come up next turn. There's no way I can dodge that at this range, so there's only one fallback plan I can do. And that's the adamant has to take the hits for me. Really questionable, because I don't know how effective or practical this is. But I'm attempting it nonetheless, because this is going to be some damn important if I'm actually going to get value out of these damn things. Because otherwise, he's going to constantly be focus firing my Minotaur, and there won't be much I can do about it. It's just going to die from sheer overwhelming firepower. And if there's any way I can at least make that difficult for him, then I welcome it fully. Just gotta remember to keep lowering myself as much as I can. Because Tech Bay is gone, or almost gone, so I can kind of live with that. I can live with that because that only affects my firewall for hacking and, of course, my repair speed. Once I start losing fire control, then that becomes a huge issue. So, start unloading on this thing. I think I may have forgotten my firing my missiles, but Now, just gotta see the collision course. I kind of already knew that, because we're doing really damn close formations here.
Yes, sir.
So I need to be mindful this does not ram. And let's see. Its left armor still has a bit. I kind of want to switch targets in all honesty. I really do kind of want to switch targets. Because I don't think I'm going to do enough damage to justify it. Although, again, if I stay below the Battlestar, I can theoretically take it out. And it's still possible with him flying away, I could still dodge the torpedoes. Just gotta be mindful of my fire control and navigation's getting hit, so I will be seeing duck pretty soon. In fact, I do need to turn around next turn for the armor's sake. I'm just worried about the torpedoes. In fact, I do need to get higher, don't I? This is probably my best option.
Understood.
I got 50 seconds. I was half worried I didn't have enough time to do this turn.
Yes, sir.
This is not going to work out as well as I like. Let's stick with the original plan. Prepare to dodge torpedoes. This is working in his favor though. But it's only one cruiser, and I'm hoping the Adamant actually takes the hits. And then we'll try for a turnaround next turn. There's the torpedoes, like I saw it. Come on, Adamant, take the hits. Oh, that's even better. In all honesty, that's even better. Now, Minotaur needs to get the F around. It's going to be hard to do, though.
Understood.
But if I can get this thing to evade, that'll be fine. Although, okay, I don't see any signs of it hitting just yet. And that's no longer in range. It is still in range, but it's going to be out of range in a moment. So, let's see. Change targets and make sure this thing's armor can still hit. Although rear is still gone. This thing could still very well die. But I'm still below it, so it's not too terrible. It's just the navigation's falling apart from the fighters. Now I'm just careful of hitting myself.
Minotaur is taking
Okay,
damage.
Adamant took hits there. We're doing a hard turn. Although we are dodging the Battlestar shots, at least some. That took a lot of armor damage. This thing's going to be the taunt. It's going to try and taunt the Battlestar.
Yes, sir.
And it's somehow got to get this Minotaur, although it has no navigations. It has no mobility now. It did get turned around though, so it could take enough hits.
Understood.
It could take enough hits there to keep it alive.
So say we all.
Just got to be careful of the artillery, because now I'm probably going to block my own artillery being in front of the damn thing. Let's see, right armor's gone, left still has plenty, so not much I could do there unless I can flank it. Which isn't a bad idea, now that I'm kind of spread out. Just keep hitting it. It's rear's what, oh, it's rear's what's taking the hits. Unfortunately, the Minotaur's not long for this world, so long as it can still fire, because it's not going to do anything else for the rest of this game, quite frankly. If this can keep hitting the rear or hit the right side, then at least we could do some real damage to this thing. We still got 142 hull left to do.
So say we all.
Well, if nothing else, I just wanted a close match, and we're pretty damn close to getting that. Because if this Battlestar dies, I should win this with how crippled the Adamant is right now. It just took no actual hull damage, but it has no armor elsewhere. And I could theoretically just fire more missiles at it if I'm worried
Yes, Commander.
I can't get through with my missiles on the Jupiter.
Minotaur is taking damage.
So just keep hitting this thing. Although you're missing, that's not helpful. Yeah, it's hitting the left side, unfortunately. But missiles are actually hitting the adamant. I'm fine with that.
Yes, sir.
And the front still has plenty armor. I'm hoping these missiles, when I fire, hit the left. I seriously doubt they will, but I'm hoping.
Missile tubes prepped.
And this thing's still got full fire control. That's all I can hope for. It's dead next turn, so let's hope it doesn't damage it needs to. Really, I can only hope for.
Yes, sir.
And I need to keep hitting its rear because it took no damage from the in the back. So, oh no, its rear's almost gone. For some reason, I was thinking it was the bottom that was taking all the hits all this time because I was below him. I am completely wrong in that regard. I don't know how much damage I actually did to the bottom, mind you, but I'm still a little bit shocked. So I know for a fact one of these missiles are going to
Yes,
hit.
Commander.
It just remains to be seen if he's going to flak or not.
Minotaur is taking damage.
So missiles are firing. I think he dodged, and he did help me deny his torpedoes. So
So say we all.
try and finish this thing off somehow.
On it, Commander.
Because its left and right armor's gone, its rear's gone, well, almost gone.
On it, Commander.
I just gotta make sure I don't get hit by the Battlestar cannons.
So say we all.
So, it's hard to say. I think he did block my one set of missiles there, but it also blocked his torpedoes, and he has none left. So, we are golden. Alright. Had to take care of something quickly there, so let's see. Not much else to really need to do, so hopefully I can do the damage to finish this damn thing off. It is going to do a hard turn, I imagine. And remains to be seen if the flak actually hits me. Oh my god, the point defense actually is doing a notable amount of damage.
Taking damage.
That I was not prepared for. I was definitely not prepared for that, but on the plus side, I am behind it.
Understood.
I just hope that damage doesn't cost me. Because his animate's still probably coming back. No, it's just flying away. Wow. So, if I can kill this thing, that's good. He's
Understood.
probably going to turn to his left, maybe. I'm going to assume if he really wants to kill this. Or actually, he might turn to his right, in which case that's better for me.
So say we all.
I just want to make sure I get behind it. That's all I really want.
Adamant is taking
Yeah,
damage.
okay, he is turning left. And it looks like, yeah, his hangar's gone. The hull's taking massive big damage. And I'm going to take more point defense on this thing in next turn, so
So say we all.
I think it absorbs what damage it can. And since armor's gone on the right, we'll shoot the left there. And I have missiles next turn, but he's probably going to be ready for it with me practically on the same arc. And hell, I may be too close that I can't even fire missiles at the adamant because his flak's going to shoot it down. I suspect, anyway. Yeah, this adamant is beat all over, but I think he may be fixated on this one. Begs the question, is it better to turn inward or outward? Probably a bad idea regardless. Nonetheless, let's try it. It's getting really damn close. Take the hits. All I want is the armor to take the hits.
We've lost it.
Nope, I was denied. I was damn denied. So I want to attempt to fire the missiles and kill that thing immediately, but I think he knows it's coming.
Yes, sir.
I'm pretty certain he knows it's coming. So let's just finish it off. Hopefully my main guns can do the damage it needs to. And then what happens? We probably just die to Vipers. Since that seems to be his strategy, is just run the adamant away and then let me die to damn Vipers. Unless that's not how it works. Okay, Jupiter's gone. Now we have 3 damn fighters to deal with. This is kind of what it was. I guess that's his strategy. Just hound me with these dang vipers all day. And I lose probably because of that alone. Well. Not much I can do now, unfortunately, unless he's on my broadside. I'm gonna try and focus one of them down, if nothing else.
Adamant is taking damage.
It's really all I can do. Although I guess it does help to figure out which ones were from the Battlestar, I guess, so... Because he does get bonuses with the hangar computers to kind of coordinate their attack. It's not going to tell me which one they're from, though. So I'm left wondering. And boosting is probably all I can do. And, well, really, I'm dead regardless because now he has the health for it. He's just going to try and swarm me down with fighters. And because of the focus fire, I don't think I can actually shoot that one. Yeah, my cannons didn't actually shoot at all, probably because of the damn focus fire. That is unfortunate that it completely neglects my ability to defend myself. If I set a focus fire, that's a little irritating.
Adamant is taking damage.
Now, there's no way I could turn and defend myself with no rear weaponry. Which is kind of what I liked the Vipers before. Although they did do a good job regardless. They did do a good job regardless. And I'm wondering, is that the Adamant's Vipers or not? Either way. Just a slow, imminent death. Not much I could do there. Maybe I should have tried and killed down that Adamant. Although with it flying away, you think I would have been able to get the damage I need to kill it? Really hard to say. We are actually getting hits though, at least. And now he's flying this back, so he's somehow aware of what I'm focus firing, if I had to guess, maybe? I'm not quite sure.
Yes, Commander.
Oh well. It was much better improvement, I want to say. Of course, I lost 2 Manticores, so I think we know what would have happened if I actually used them properly. I gotta stop getting those damn things rammed. It's irritating, but if I can understand what caused that ram in the first place, maybe. Because yeah, I know latency is one. I've been sort of good about that. I just gotta stop having these last minute changes to their movement. That's really all it is. Because that's probably what's costing me them, because I'm looking at them and then I want to make sure they're at the lowest elevation or they're rising as much as they can. It was a damn good improvement though. I think, if nothing else, letting those one torpedo salvo hit my Minotaur was the biggest thing that cost me there. Because the Minotaur had enough weaponry to maybe deal with those fighters. Hard to say. I would at least need 2 ships to actually survive so they can actually defend each other, in all honesty. Because one's just going to get shot down. Nonetheless, let's have a look. That's the Jupiter in all its glory. 8 artillery cannons on top, which are even more powerful than the Minotaur's artillery cannons, and the 2 Adamants. And now, I am curious, how effective was my fighters dealing with his 4 squadrons, because I was easily going to lose 2-1, but how on earth can I get the most out of them? Do I wait until he just attacks the Manticores and then pounce them? Because I was late getting the fighters to come out. And I tried focus firing down his fighters too. So hopefully that got me a couple kills really early on. But of course he was aware enough to kind of change his target. But like I said before, dodging torpedoes is the most important thing. And I was really damn good about it. It was just that 1 torpedo salvo and taking 5 hits. Was that the one where I took 5 hits? I honestly can't remember. But we hit the Battlestar there. That's what I was worried I may have missed it. And they're fast enough to get through the flak that he may have because as you can hear it now, he activates the flak a little bit too late. Nonetheless, I probably was a little bit slow getting these the Minotaur and Adamants forward to try support and engage, quite frankly, but I like to think the Manticores were in a good position to harass the Battlestar at least. They probably weren't going to kill it, but if they can at least heavily damage one of his armor sides before the Minotaur net, then at least he doesn't have that option to turn around because that armor's already crippled. And he messed up a good number of his missile shots too, which works well for me because it also stopped maybe a few torpedoes. Nonetheless, this is where the ram collision is going to probably happen pretty soon, because navigation is down for the torpedo Manticore, unfortunately. And I'm trying to watch for the ram, and there's his torpedoes getting denied, so he helped me there, maybe. Because I was good about dodging torpedoes, except for that one. Oh wait, those were my missiles, weren't they? Never mind. I thought they were torpedoes. So that's unfortunate. And there's the collision there. Yeah, I did to myself, apparently. I do need to be more disciplined about that, so that's a shame. Nonetheless, at the end of the day, I want to say that was a massive improvement. Just the fact those two Manticores had to kill each other cost me the match. I think it's a safe thing. Torpedoes hitting the Minotaur was a little bit of a mistake too, but it wasn't as punishing as two Manticores that were already hitting the Battlestar, and I don't know why those missiles fired. Did I seriously tell them to fire on that? I feel like that was the stupidest thing, because I was saying all this time I don't want to fire them because of the flak. And yet somehow I did, and that cost me 2 missile salvos I could have used on Adamants instead. Which in all honesty, that's what those missiles should have gone towards. Unless I know for a fact I can hit the front or rear of the Battlestar, whereas flak can't defend them, then the Adamants they would have softened up the Adamants so much nicer. It made it so I could probably have killed that second Adamant, because we killed the first one, focusing down the other one really nicely. And unfortunately, maybe it's a mistake to turn my attention to the Battlestar, but he was flying directly away from me, so it's not like he would have been able to stay in range. Especially if he was boosting out. If he boosted out, then he was going to get out of range by the end of that turn regardless. Now, this is a big question. Did my maneuver to block with the Adamants actually help me or not? Because all this time I've been ignoring them or neglecting them, as those fighters were constantly hitting my rear this entire time. I don't even think the Battlestar even hit my rear all that much. All this rear damage, all this rear armor I lost was probably from the damn fighters themselves, which is annoying. And we are on the underbelly of the Battlestar too, so this is as good as engagement as I could get. Only weird thing is he decided to shoot the Adamant there rather than the Minotaur. But we got as much value as we could out of the Minotaur. It served its purpose. Unfortunately, I was not able to follow through very well. Those point defense, though, I gotta say, those rapid-fire weapons on the side that were seeing here, the Adamants, were actually meant for shooting at fighters, but damn. They did a notable amount of damage to me in a turn. I was not expecting that, so how could I have done that better? Maybe turn sooner? I don't know, in all honesty. Either way, we do get the big prize at least. We do kill the Jupiter after my Adamant blows up. And unfortunately, dang it, because I only had one ship, there wasn't much I could do about those fighters. I was actually hitting them through the focus fire, mind you, but again, I kind of need a second ship, if nothing else, to serve as, be able to screen each other relatively well. They may not be able to shoot at the ones that are hitting them, but at least they can effectively shoot at the fighters that are shooting the other Adamant. So losing that one Adamant, having it take so much damage, definitely cost me there. The fighters probably still would have worn me down with the amount of damage I was taking, mind you, but still. 2 Adamants shielding each other, providing a fighter screen, that would have at least took a lot more damage out of those wings. Because as we could see, my my own Viper squads did crap there. And can you blame them? They're outnumbered 2-1. So I do need to get a little more used to how to get the most out of them, because they're always going to be outnumbered, it seems like. Unless I want to switch out my Minotaur for like a carrier ship of some kind. Hard to say. Definitely a learning experience. It definitely felt like a big improvement. I just gotta stop ramming myself. It's happening every second episode practically, and I don't want this to become a habit. But in the end, I think it's safe to say that was a damn close match regardless. I am happy with it. I just am irritated by the constant ramming. Thank you all for watching.